Welcome back. I was talking earlier in the show, at the beginning of the show, in fact, about my desire, my lust to get out into the bush again, because South Africa has the most beautiful natural resource. South African safaris offer an experience like no other in the world. That's why people come from all over the world to see us and experience that. And joining us to tell us more about what makes us unique and where to go for these travel enthusiasts is the CEO, the big cheese of Tebe Tourism Group, Jerry Mabena. Jerry, always such a pleasure to connect with you, my friend. Good morning. How are you?
A very good morning to you, Graham, and to you, Jamie, as well.
Jerry,
I'm very well. I wish I was in the street. Yeah.
I wish we were in the bush.
Yes.
I wish we were in the bush. We should be doing this on the back of a game viewing vehicle, man.
G and I made this pact that if we speak to you, we might get a free safari out of this. But listen, let's get into it. I'm glad that we're keeping everything local because, like G said, we do have some of the best safaris in the world. I've not yet been, but I'm sure just looking at all these visuals on board now, it is beautiful. But what is it about South Africa that makes it such a prime destination for a safari?
I think we've got great flora and fauna. And by flora and fauna is that, safari is not just about the wild animals. You've got the plants, you've got the vegetation, you've got the birds. So it's really, we've got such a great collection of stuff. I mean, we are really, truly endowed from a natural point of view. So from a country point of view, we've managed to preserve a lot of these assets. And I think it's time that as a country we leverage them. So we've managed to do a great, great job of conserving what God has bestowed on us.
And it's one of our, I keep saying that phrase, our natural resource, because it's something that we have to protect. It also forms a vital role in the bigger cog of our economy. Why should we be visiting our safaris right now? How do we contribute to our tourism economy through this kind of effort?
I think, to start off, Graham and Jamie, let me just say that thanks to South Africans, particularly for supporting the domestic tourism, I think they've done superbly. When the COVID-19 lockdown came upon us, South Africans really stood up. They started going out on hikes, they started visiting their destinations, and we are truly proud to have partners in them. So the question really being that how do we support the industry in visiting? I think it's important to note that a lot of the natural resources that we're talking about are in rural areas, in areas that have got very high unemployment rates. So in actually taking time out, you are creating employment, you are bringing food to the table for somebody else. But not only that, you are also rejuvenating yourself in the process. Yeah. So you're doing something for yourself, but also doing something for other people, particularly fellow South Africans.
Feeds the soul. Definitely. It feeds the soul.
Jerry, and I'm sure so many of our viewers are so keen to go on that perfect adventure. We are certainly keen. What would you say makes that perfect safari?
I think there's different things for different people on that one. I mean, when you look at, there's a frame on your picture of guys on an OSV, which is an open safari vehicle, with a guide on the side or a tracker on the side. There are those kind of very intense game drives or safari experiences. You also have hunting, for instance. It could be a safari experience. You can just also have a night in the bush with your friends, just literally listening to the sounds of the bush. So when you ask the question of what is perfect, I think different people respond to different things. There are those who want to be in the bush but not immersed by the bush. Those experiences are available. You can get some of those in places like Kruger, for instance. But I mean, you also have those who want to go and immerse themselves in a full-on safari like the one that you saw in the vehicle there. Those are available. So the beauty of it is that we have everything, right from almost entry level to the sophisticated walks in the wilderness, where you actually walk into the wilderness in a Big 5 safari. So, or sort of Big 5 cave lodge.
And of course, we've got the very best personnel in the world to guide you through this experience. And in my experience, I've been lucky enough to experience bush in northern KZN, in the Western Cape, in the Transkei, all across our beautiful country. What would you say are some of the best safaris in South Africa?
Whew.
Tough one.
Now you put me in the spot. Yeah. I think there's different experiences. I would probably say that if I'm looking for sea and wild, I'll go to the Eastern Cape and KZN. But if I really want wild bush, definitely Mpumalanga, Limpopo, the Kruger area, those sort of kind of areas. That's where I would say that the best viewing is. But some of the other areas in the northwest, you've got some beautiful parks there as well. The national park, the provincial park in the northwest is amazing. So it's worth a visit. So I think if anyone were to take time out, it really depends on what you're looking for there. Right?
And how far you want to travel, guaranteed there is a place close enough for you to access.
Absolutely.
And I love what you pointed out about not just rejuvenating yourself, but you're helping to rejuvenate that area and support employment in the most dramatic way. We are so appreciative of the work that you are doing every single day in promoting this sector, my friend. Thank you so much for getting us inspired and, yes, making us completely jealous that we are sitting in studio and not out in the bush. But so good to connect with you.
Your invitation is on the mail.
Yes, my friend.
We're waiting.
Yes,
we're waiting.
That is what I'm looking for. Jerry, always such a pleasure. All the best to you and your company and your entire sector as we move into a more open framework to be able to go out there and visit the bush. And I've got to say to South Africans out there, get out there, experience the bush, immerse yourself if you want to. So many memories are there to be made, and there are so many adventures that we can find in our own backyard. We are feeling inspired to travel. I cannot wait to take my child to go and see.
Back to the bush.
Oh, back to the bush, baby. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for having me.
Oh, man, we love you, man. Well, there you have it. Go out and experience the bush that is literally in your backyard.